Hello. This is Craig Lane with a big smile on his face with Health Alkemy, thinking about the mouth entertainment as part of my first foundation of health. You need a strong foundation to build a house. So there's 4 pillars on my foundation system, and the first pillar is how well do you choose stuff, which determines your blood sugar, because those 2 things determine pretty much everything else. So you have a healthy brain, you have a healthy nervous system, you have a healthy spine. Are you getting nourished in there? And so that would mean you have true cravings. And if you haven't watched my video on true cravings, please watch that short little blurb about how to identify a true craving. So one of the ways we know that we're in the true craving is we don't eat for mouth entertainment anymore. And so when our choice maker is broken, often is because we've eaten improperly for a long time, and then our gut biome, our gut down here, there's a little vagus nerve, one of the 12 cranial nerves, and one of them goes down into the gut and back up. So it's like a superhighway of information from the gut to the thinking brain. It's kind of like the primal brain, the existential brain to the thinking brain. And so what happens is the microbes down there, they co-opt the signals and they make you crave what they want, which is overeating, which is excessive carbohydrates. It just depends on, if you have healthy bugs living down there, then you probably won't have the same problem. But how do you identify mouth entertainment then is, if you want to keep eating even though you're full, then that's mouth entertainment. If you want to eat something that you sort of know is bad for you, then that's mouth entertainment. If you want to eat sugary treats after a good meal, then that's mouth entertainment. And so if you haven't watched my video about you want to get a good return on your investment for eating, because the body invests energy to digest the food, to get energy and structure or new tissue and hormones and neurotransmitters back out of it. So don't you want to get a good return on your investment? Usually mouth entertainment, there's a guilt shame cycle that comes in after the indulgence. And that's why you could look for my video at some point in the future on Craig the Dietary Priest. Yeah, there's a whole thing of that I've gotten over my 30 years in practice of people coming to me and feeling the guilt and the shame for, too much chocolate after I ate that. Or, gee, I probably shouldn't have had that soda with the pizza. Or maybe I shouldn't have had a full dinner at 11 o'clock at night. And I've done all those things. It's not like shame is something you need to just separate out from guilt. It's natural to feel guilty when you do something that's sort of bad for you or others. But mouth entertainment is kind of simple. You just don't make the choice. You identify I want to eat what's good for me. And so this is the amount of food. Cup your hands together like that. And if your hands cupped together is about the size that your stomach will expand into. When the stomach is the size of your fist when it's not full, and then it expands, and there's little receptors in there. And those receptors, if you're not all numb and disassociated from your body, will tell you. How do I know that? Because I'm 35 years into this, and I get up from a meal all the time now. I'd probably say 99 of 100 meals I leave before the bowl, the plate, the whatever, the glass is done. Because I know that the studies are very clear also. People who undereat generally live longer and have a higher quality of life than those who overeat. Those who overeat have rot. And if you have rot, then you stink. So if you have terrible underarms, terrible smelly stools, terrible breath, terrible odor down in between your legs and all that, then, you need terrible feet, smelling feet. You need to take a look at this and stop choosing from mouth entertainment. It's as simple as just identifying something that, like we talked about, this idea of tension or this idea of I've got to have that. And it's just something you got to look at, maybe even over time, and maybe even eliminate. You want to maybe eliminate the thing you're craving for 3 or 4 weeks and see how attached you are, and then add it back and eat it by itself. For a couple hours at least, and then notice how you feel afterwards. And so mouth entertainment, generally the consequence is you don't have more energy after you do it. You should always have more energy after you eat, no matter what. If you chose the foods that are right for you in the right amount at the right time. So that's Craig Lane with Health Alkemy talking about mouth. I just love this. Mouth entertainment.